The following is a record of what Amos prophesied. He was one of the herdsmen from Tekoa. They prophesied about Israel. These prophecies about Israel were revealed to him during the time of King Uzziah of Judah and King Jeroboam, son of Joash of Israel, 2 years before the earthquake. Amos said, "The Lord comes roaring out of Zion. From Jerusalem he comes bellowing. The shepherd's pastures wilt. The summit of Carmel withers." This is what the Lord says. "Because Damascus has committed 3 crimes, make that 4. I will not revoke my decree of judgment. They ripple through Gilead like threshing sledge with iron teeth. So I will set Hazael's house on fire. Fire will consume Ben-Hadad's fortress. I will break the bar of the gate of Damascus. I will remove the ruler from the wicked valley, the one who holds the royal scepter from Beth Eden. The people of Aram will be deported to Kir. The Lord has spoken." This is what the Lord says, because Gaza has committed 3 crimes, make that 4. I will not revoke my decree of judgment. They deported a whole community and sold them to Edom. So I will set Gaza's city wall on fire. Fire will consume her fortress. I will remove the ruler from Ashdod, the one who holds the royal scepter from Ascalon. I will strike Ekron with my hand. The rest of the Philistines will also die. The sovereign Lord has spoken. This is what the Lord says. Because Tyre has committed 3 crimes, make that 4. I will not revoke my decree of judgment. They sold a whole community to Edom. They failed to observe a treaty of brotherhood. So I will set fire to Tyre's city walls. Fire will consume her fortress. This is what the Lord says. Because Edom committed 3 crimes, make that 4. I will not revoke my decree of judgment. He chased his brother with a sword. He wiped out his allies. In his anger, he tore them apart without stopping the rest. In his fury, he relentlessly attacked them. So I will set Teman on fire. Fire will consume Basra's fortress. This is what the Lord says. Because the Ammonites have committed 3 crimes, make that 4. I will not revoke my decree of judgment. They ripped open Gilead's pregnant women so they could expand their territory. So I will set fire to Rabbah's city wall. Fire will consume her fortress. War cries will be heard on the day of battle. A strong gale will blow on the day of the windstorm. Ammon's king will be deported. He and his officials will be carried off together. The Lord has spoken. All right. So we've got a whole bunch of decrees going out, and they're following this pattern of there are 3 things yet 4. So it's a pattern that gets used of there's this many and one more. There's this many and one more. Here it's 3, 4. Sometimes we see it used as there's 7, make that 8. So 7 being the number of totality, and then it's even beyond that. Here it's 3. Not as a common thing of 3 yet 4, but the increasing nature of it. Wait, there's more. There's these amount that you know of, but there's stuff that's hidden, and we're going to reveal it. So the Lord comes roaring from Zion, because that's where he is. That is the seat of his power. He is in Jerusalem. That's where the temple is. The shepherd's pastures wilt, the summit of Carmel wither. So God comes roaring like a lion. The pastures before him wither. First city he's coming against is Damascus. There are 3 crimes. I will not revoke my judgment. They ripped through Gilead like a threshing sledge with iron teeth. So they abused their neighbors. I will set Hazael's house on fire. Okay, I wondered what they had in there. The house of Hazael refers to the dynasty of Hazael. Hazael took the throne from Aram. So this is pronouncing judgment on the king's household. And fire is the thing that is being pronounced here. Fire of destruction is going to consume Ben-Hadad's fortress. So the house of and the Ben-Hadad, the son, the successor. I will break down the gates of Damascus. I will remove the ruler from the wicked valley. What do we have here on the footnote? The valley of wickedness, the one who holds the royal scepter in Bethlehem. So there is a whole long thing. The people of Aram will be deported to Kir. So I have a long description in the first one to set the pattern. Then we have it coming against Gaza. They deported the whole community and sold them to Edom. So they made slaves of people. So one is destruction, the other is abuse of people. And so the city walls are going to be on fire, the fortress is going to be consumed, going to be removed, going to go into exile. So again, the power is going to be removed, the scepter is going to be removed, and exile is going to be part of it. Fire is going to come upon them. And then more places. I will strike Ekron with my hand. The rest of the Philistines will also die. Sovereign Lord has spoken. So we're repeating this. This is coming against. Now we're coming against Tyre, another city. Make that 4, and I will not revoke my judgment. You hear the crescendo of it being repeated and repeated and repeated. They sold a whole community to Edom. They did a very similar thing. So they didn't enslave, but they failed to observe a treaty of brotherhood. So they had a treaty and they abandoned. They're going to be consumed by fire. Now, Edom was the one who was the problem. They sold to Edom. Now Edom's being brought in for 3, yet 4 again. They chased their brother with a sword. They wiped out his allies. In his anger, he tore apart without stopping to rest. In his fury, he restlessly attacked them. So coming against your enemies, coming against your neighbors, actually, not your enemies. Because the Ammonites have committed these crimes, yet 4. They ripped open the Gilead's pregnant women. The Ammonites ripped open Gilead's pregnant women in conjunction with a military invasion designed to expand the territory. Such atrocities, although repugnant, were not uncommon in the ancient Near East. But here there's probably something very specific. They are trying to make sure to cause terror. Just the thought of making sure that the woman is dead and the children are dead so that there is no one that can come back after you. Going to what we were trying to talk about earlier, here, it's absolutely condemning this. There's a passage for you, Social Ant, to look at. The condemnation for ripping open Gilead's pregnant women so they could expand their territory. Here's the motivation, though. Their motivation was to take over the territory and the mistreatment of the people as they do it. That fire to Rabbah's walls, they consume the fortress, the cries of war can be heard in the day of battle. A strong gale will blow and the windstorm, we keep getting different motifs, but destruction is what is going to come. And the officials will be carried off. So again and again and again, destruction is going to come and there is going to be exile. That is what Amos is bringing. He has brought it on several different groups. And then when we get to chapter 2, he'll continue with that. All right, let me get caught up on chat.